Charlamagne Tha God's audience is roasting him for trying to get away with this lie on his recent podcast. Comments such as these calling Charlamagne Tha God out for coping and lying about how things went down with Larry Elder is quickly filling up their Reddit page. People are sick of Charlamagne Tha God's ish. If you're not up to date with the Charlamagne Tha God and Larry Elder saga, let me update you now before we proceed. Larry Elder is a presidential candidate who's running for president. He went on the Breakfast Club to pretty much talk about why he's running for president, but instead he was ambushed with a 3-on-1 debate with Charlamagne Tha God, DJ Envy, and his BLM chick. Now, instead of them talking about why he's running or what he can do for the country, they pretty much ambushed him with gotcha questions, but he slaughtered them every way possible in every political debate and topic they brought up. And, he left the conversation looking really good, and Charlamagne Tha God left that conversation looking really bad. And what followed suit was a bunch of reaction channels and people posting on social media essentially saying Charlamagne Tha God got washed in the debate and called him an agent for the Democrats. Well, today on his most recent podcast, The Brilliant Idiots, Charlamagne Tha God tried to turn that L into a W by coping and just misrepresenting what took place that day.
Damn, Larry Elder, you didn't make the debate after you destroyed the Breakfast Club?
Oh, yeah, what happened with that? I saw clips going up of that.
That's all it is clips. Larry Elder pulled a fucking... He did what you did with Taylor Swift.
In my opinion, there was a lot of deflecting. Like, you guys were giving him straight questions, and instead of answering the questions, he was just saying, "Oh, but look at what this side is doing."
But Alex, you actually watched the interview.
His first cope is him saying that only people who didn't watch the interview thinks that he got washed by Larry Elder during the interview. When that's just not true, because I watched the full interview and we did a full breakdown as to how Charlamagne Tha God got washed, right? Because Charlamagne Tha God essentially was engaging in conversation he didn't have a full grasp or understanding of. And that was especially clear when they engaged in a loan debate.
In 1965, Barack Obama, who was in private practice, joined a bunch of other lawyers to file a class action lawsuit against Citicorp, which is headquartered here in New York. 186 black people were applying for loans for mortgages and didn't get them. And they accused Citicorp of engaging in racism. Citicorp said, no, it's not racism. You have poor credit scores, and we want to make sure we get our money back. Obama joined a bunch of other lawyers, and they sued Citicorp in a class action lawsuit. And Citicorp said, okay, to hell with it. Gave them all loans. And they followed them all up. Daily Caller did a few years later. Almost all of them lost their homes. Several of them filed for bankruptcy. One of them even said, when you don't qualify for a loan, maybe we shouldn't get a loan. Well, duh. It wasn't true that black people were not getting loans.
And the election fraud debate.
So he's been doing this all weekend, posting, videos, reaction videos. Larry Elder destroys the Breakfast Club. Listen, any Republican that comes on a left, people think what people consider a left-leaning platform, because I don't think Breakfast Club is left-leaning because I'm not part of the left.
I don't know if Charlamagne Tha God is saying he's not a Democrat or a liberal because he thinks it makes him more credible, right? But he just said, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a part of the left, right? But he contradicts himself fairly quickly. Listen up.
But any conservative that comes on, whenever we have conversations and there's disagreements or there's things we call each other on, that side is going to say the person from the right destroyed whatever platform it's on. That just is what it is.
Because they're looking for dunks.
They're looking for dunks. And the reality is, hey, man, I'm trying to be a good host and bring people on from the other side. But I tell you what, if this is what we're going to be doing,
then what's the point?
What's the point?
What other side? I thought you didn't have a side. See, when you say other side, that insinuates that you have a particular stance or side, and the other side is the opposite or the opposing side. So if the conservatives are the opposing side to what you believe in, then that would mean you are liberal or you are from the left. So you just contradicted yourself right there. Now, he also says if other conservatives are going to act like Larry Elder, he's not going to have them on any longer. What do you mean act like Larry Elder? You mean holding you accountable? You mean coming on the Breakfast Club and educating you, holding you accountable and calling you out for the nonsense?
You're trying to have the discourse, you're trying to have the discussion, and if you're just getting punished for it while these other networks don't even bring on the opposition, what's the point?
Schultz did admit he didn't watch the podcast, so I guess we got to give Schultz a pass for just riding with his boy. But Schultz says, if you were trying to have the conversation and the discourse and they was just trying to dunk, then what's the point? Schultz, it's the complete opposite. Larry Elder was trying to have a conversation. Charlamagne Tha God and his co-host were simply just asking him gotcha questions, trying to get a moment. It was the opposite. Charlamagne Tha God was the one trying to ask dumb questions and gotcha questions. Larry Elder just schooled him. And they're speaking as if they're doing conservatives a favor by bringing them on the platform. No, you're not doing them a favor, right, bro? It's your duty to have a non-biased platform.
It's an interesting strategy, right? Because it works. Like, okay, this is one of them. He goes, "It boggles my mind that Charlamagne calls Trump racist. Under the Trump presidency, Black America flourished." And then he listed all of the stuff that Trump did. We weren't even having a conversation about Trump.
Charlamagne, that's a lie. That's a lie from the pit of hell, bruh.
You think America's more racist now after the election and re-election of Barack Obama than it was in 1997?
Yes, because of the election of MAGA, Donald Trump, 100%. Yes.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, how is it?
Yo, I don't know if he thought that nobody's seen his interview, bruh, but you can't just lie like that, bruh. Like, people actually watch his interview, Charlamagne.
Like, I never said anything about Trump being racist.
Yeah. You think America's more racist now after the election and re-election of Barack Obama than it was in 1997?
Yes, because of the election of MAGA, Donald Trump, 100%. Yes.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, how is it?
He said when C. to God interviewed Joe Biden in 2020, Biden said, "If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black." Instead of pushing back on Biden's racist comment, Charlamagne ignored it. "I called him out on it today on Breakfast Club AM." You got your people.
Yeah.
Now your people
riled up.
They riled up. They activated.
Bro is coping so hard, bruh. He thinks that only people who are stands of Larry Elder are super right-wing conservatives thinks that Larry Elder owned him. No, bro. Most people who watch that interview, who don't even have a political affiliation, thinks that you got owned and son, especially when you ask the Honorable Larry Elder, have you ever had your wake-up call? And he gave you the ether of a lifetime.
Because you are a black person, and when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say.
I thought conservatives get jokes.
You upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like
well,
that. But what I did say.
Well, you just not talk about a wake-up call, and it seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney. Because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains. And Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. He lied and said that he tried to visit Nelson Mandela during apartheid South Africa. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way. It seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean,
yo, check out this insanely hilarious way that Charlamagne Tha God tried to turn that L into a W. Charlamagne Tha God's logic is that because he got Larry Elder riled up and angry for asking Larry Elder when his nigga wake-up call is, because he got him angry, he took a W. Despite the fact that Larry Elder delivered a lyrical miracle, diabolical ethos on Charlamagne Tha God, it doesn't count because Charlamagne Tha God got him riled up and in his feelings.
Like a guy like him is in his position that like he's probably been called a sellout so many times from the black community. He's going on to the most prominent black platform on the planet. I think he's going in there like, I'm gonna get revenge.
Oh, I did rile him up though.
I'm gonna
show you the rile. I'm gonna show you the rile.
Show me the rile, bro.
You're gonna see the rile.
You know I love a rile.
You're gonna see the rile. You're gonna see the rile. It was just one question that just riled him up.
Yeah, just give me that rile.
It was just one question. There was one question that set him off on that.
He was a little defensive right there. Get that audio.
Have you ever heard of the term nigga wake-up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking.
One, Larry Elder didn't omit that. Like, every clip I seen on social media had that part in it. And that's why people were saying you took the L, bro. Now, I don't know how you're finding the W within this, man, but Charlamagne, bro, you gotta do better, bro. Like, you're one of the greats in this, bro. Like, you're one of the greats, yo. Bro, we missed the old Charlamagne. Bro, the old Charlamagne would never go out like this. the old Charlamagne would have been a receptive to the truth. He would have called out both sides, and he wouldn't be used as an agent for one side. It's crazy, man, right? But before you guys leave up out of here, man, like the video, sub, and comment. But also click on this video somewhere on my screen to find out how this pink sauce lady who went viral in 2022, find out how she became homeless and broke. I'm gonna see you guys in this video, right? Out of here, folks. Peace.